Okay, so this is the first functioning prototype of the sensor glove that Toolbox is developing for the RMIT team. Now, this initial prototype, obviously, it's very rough in design, but it incorporates essentially two types of sensors into a microcontroller loop that can then be fed back to a computer. So we're at the preliminary stages of the design of the system, so it looks, wires everywhere and the like. But essentially the key functionality has been achieved. If we take a look at the device,
let's get into detail.
We can see that this disc here is known as a LilyPad Arduino controller. It's centered around a Mega 358 just IC. That sort of controller gives some really good base level functionality with the ability to upload simple programs. The device itself actually allows for 6 analog channels and 14 digital channels. We actually are operating on a reasonably simple interface at the moment, so we're actually only utilizing 3 or 4 of the analog channels. If we take a look at the other parts of the glove, on the fingers we can see there's a flex sensor mounted there. Now this is a 2.2-inch flex sensor, and basically as the finger is bent we get a change to the resistance that's experienced through that sensor. Thus we can actually have gradiated detection on the amount that the finger is bent. The additional sensor here is a 2-axis gyro, so what it means is that we can feed back information about movement to the left and right of the glove and movement up and down. And within the scope of the activities that we anticipate this glove being used for, that will give really excellent feedback and control on the device.
We can see a good example of that use once we get the...
That's right. Yeah, once Reese demonstrates the interface to the software, you'll be able to see all of that functionality demonstrated. And finally, there's just an additional, just an experimenter's board where you have to attach some of the configuring resistors and breakouts for some of the voltage. So overall, a relatively simple setup, but you will see that it allows us to provide a very effective interface into the program.
Yeah.
My side of the equation is integrating the hardware into a software. Working with the serial inputs and then bringing it into Unity. Okay, so you can see here this is the USB output for the LilyPad Arduino. Just piping into what's specified as COM port 2 on the computer. We will, in time, you can see this is quite a thick cable, but we can bring in, which we already have, the Bluetooth connectivity. And so the glove, along with the battery pack that we've got, will become physically independent of the computer, which obviously is desirable. You can see here, what we've got now is the Unity 3D world is currently playing. This is, we've got a landscape, we've got our avatar, which is a horse, and you can see right now it's playing through some idle animations. So this, the game is currently being played, so this is live. Not much is happening. You see the occasional tilt that's coming from feedback from the glove, but otherwise the avatar is just waiting for our inputs to control it. So as Matt mentioned, there's a couple of different elements to this glove. One is the flex sensor on the finger. We use that to control the speed of the avatar. The other one is a gyroscope, and that's got 2 axes. So let's see. So if I rotate my glove in an intuitive way of just turning your hand, I guess, as you would think the hand would make an avatar turn. So you go like that. We can go back again. The exact parameters of this, the speed that it turns, is highly customizable. So if we find that children have difficulty with this speed, we can make it either faster or slower. And now we can also make it go forward. That's by bending this finger. We have 3 different speeds that it can go. One is walking, you can see quite slow, trotting, a bit faster, and then finally galloping. Galloping through the village. There we go. And we also have incorporated the other axis of the gyroscope, which is the tilt. In a horse's case, I guess the obvious example of what would happen if you tilted your hand back would be rearing up in a bit of a display, and that's what we've got here. So you can see here, the horse rears up and does the little thing. Aside from that, we've just got fairly intuitive control around the village. And that's it.